Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good
yes, ma'am.
afternoon.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I have shared my screen also. Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, in the last class, or if we talk about the unit 1, then we have deal with the first order ordinary differential equations, right? Means how to find out the solution, how many number of arbitrary constants will be involved, that we have seen. So first unit just deal with the first order ordinary differential equation, in which we have seen the method, variable separable method, linear differential equation method, then Bernoulli's differential equation method, and exact and non-exact. So these are the methods to solve the ordinary differential equation first order. Now the question is, if you come across the physical phenomenon or physical problem in which the governing equation is higher in order, that means if it is second order, third order ordinary differential equation, then how to find out the solution of such differential equation, as well as if you have simultaneously system of differential equation, then how to find out the solution. So that is what the entire unit 2 all about. That means real world problem modeling for the higher linear ordinary differential equation, then general solution of higher order linear differential equation with constant coefficient, then method of finding the particular integral, in which we'll consider variation of parameter and undetermined coefficient, linear ordinary differential equation of higher order with variable coefficient, means here we are going to deal with the constant coefficient differential equation, whereas in this one we are going to see variable coefficients, in which we have Legendre's equation, Cauchy-Euler as a particular case, right? And the last one is system of simultaneous first order linear differential equation. So this is all about higher order ordinary linear differential equations. Okay. So now tell me, do you come across any physical problem in which higher order ordinary differential equation involve? Or do you know any physical term which is represented by higher order ordinary derivative?
Yes, ma'am. Equation of SHM.
Equation of,
Simple harmonic motion in physics we learned. It's a double
what is
derivative
it? What
equation.
is it?
Ma'am, it's double derivative of y
Hmm.
plus omega square y equals to 0.
Yes. Right. So this is, you can second order ordinary differential equation. Not only this, but if you consider from your school level, you have come across this equation. What is it?
Newton's second law.
Second law of motion.
Newton's second law of motion, in which what is this?
Force.
Fourth.
Force.
What about this?
Mass
Mass.
or acceleration.
Acceleration. Very good. So what is acceleration actually?
Change in velocity.
dv by dt.
dv by dt means rate of change of velocity with respect to time. What is velocity?
dx by
ds
dt.
by
dx by
dt.
dt.
ds by dt. So it is rate of change of displacement with respect to time, right? Means the acceleration you are considering, that is nothing but d square s upon dt square. Means if I substitute it in this one, d square s upon dt square with m is equal to force F. So when you consider the particular force of the acted on the physical phenomenon, at that time this governing equation is nothing but the second order ordinary differential equation, right? This is also harmonic motion. When you talk about, then also it is represented by second order ordinary differential equation. Higher order also you can consider. So in general, any physical problem having higher order ordinary differential equation, if you consider the RLC circuit, right, in which suppose if I represent the capital R is nothing but the resistor, L is inductor, and suppose time is represented by the parameter T, and Q is nothing but the charge on a plate of condenser. Then if you consider the expression L d square Q by dt square plus R dq by dt plus q by c is equal to this one, where this is nothing but the electromotive force applied. So what is it actually? What is it? It is Kirchhoff's law with respect to LCR circuit. Have you come across this kind of equation?
Yes, madam. KVL. Voltage
Yes,
law.
yes, right. So all these terminologies are actually represented by the higher order ordinary differential equation. Higher order I will say, because if you see here all these are with order 2. Similarly, you may have the third order ordinary differential equation, fourth order and so on. In general, we can say nth order, right? So whenever such a physical phenomenon are dealing with this kind of differential equation, then the but obvious next question is how to find out the solution of all these terms so that we can easily deal with these physical problems. So in this section we are going to see that how to find out the general solution of higher order ordinary differential equation, right? So here there are certain terms, certain fields where this higher order terms, higher order or linear differential equation come across. So when you consider small amplitude mechanical oscillation as well as analysis of electrical networks, oscillating mass spring system, when you consider bending of beams are also represented by higher order ordinary differential equation, right? So all these terms are there. This is the one of the example I have already described. Let us consider the second one, in which we are going to consider one spring QA is suspended vertically from a fixed support O. Means यहाँ से आपने spring को suspend किया हुआ है. Let a body of mass being large in comparison of the mass of the spring. Means ये जो body of having mass m, that is large enough so that we can neglect the mass of the spring comparison with this mass. Okay, let E, that is AB, AB means it is this one, so be the elongation produced by the mass hanging in the equilibrium, and there B is called the position of the state of equilibrium. Means spring है तो उसका elasticity it will be elastic in nature and it will restore its force, right? So when you have the equilibrium, so that B is called the position of the static equilibrium, and K is the restoring force per unit of the spring due to the elasticity. In that case, the equilibrium at B means force act जो कर रहा है at B, mg, that is mass into gravitational quantity, that will be same as K into E, right? And mass is displayed through further distance y from the equilibrium position. Means now you are going to apply the downward force, right? And if it is displayed with the distance y, then acceleration of that mass is given by d square y by dx square, and the force acting upon it are weight mg जो डाउनवर्ड में होगा, और स्प्रिंग के नेचर की वजह से जो रिस्टोरिंग फोर्स होगा इलास्टिसिटी से, दैट विल बी इन द अपर डायरेक्शन एंड इट विल बी गिवन बाय k into E plus y. So from the Newton's second law of motion we can say force is equal to m into acceleration. That means this is nothing but the force acted upon, right? So finally you will have this equation describing all these terminology. So in this one, while dividing this expression with m, so let us denote that with omega square. So this is nothing but the oscillation, free oscillation equation, governing equation, that is represented by y double dash plus omega square y is equal to 0, right? So these are some of the examples in which the higher order ordinary differential equations are involved. When I talk about the linear differential equation, what does it mean? So linear differential equation are those differential equations in which the dependent variable and its derivative occur only in the first degree and they are not multiplied together. Means suppose if I write, सपोज कोई कांस्टेंट क्वांटिटी ले लिया है यहाँ पर 2 and here let me consider 4 is equal to sin x suppose, right? So you can see that the dependent variable is y, independent variable is x. So dependent variable as well as its derivative occur. So derivative is y double dash, y dash and y is the independent variable. तो दे अकर ओनली इन द फर्स्ट डिग्री. यहाँ पर आप देखोगे तो दिस इज विद द फर्स्ट डिग्री, फर्स्ट डिग्री, फर्स्ट डिग्री. तो all these quantities are involved has to be in the first degree and they should not multiply together. Means if I have written like this one, suppose you have differential equation like this one, y dash plus y into y dash is equal to some function of x or 0. So this is not linear in nature because this multiplication is not allowed in the linear case. लीनियर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन में हमेशा आपका जो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है उसकी कोई भी ऑर्डर का डिफरेंशियल अगर आप लेते हो दैट हैज़ टू बी अकर जस्ट वंस and their multiplications in between or with the other terms are not allowed, right? Suppose I have written y triple dash plus 2y double dash plus some constant quantity 2 is equal to 0. Is it linear? Is this equation linear?
Yes.
Yes, because आप देखोगे इसका डिग्री जो है थर्ड ऑर्डर का दैट इज 1, सेकेंड ऑर्डर टर्म इसका डिग्री 1 एंड देयर इज नो अदर डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल टर्म्स आर इन्वॉल्व. सपोज इफ आई राइट y fourth order plus 5y third order into y second order plus y is equal to 0. Is this equation linear?
No.
No. Why? Why?
And because they are multiplied.
Yeah, they are multiplied. So they are not multiplied together, then only we can call such a equation as a linear one. तो जितनी भी dependent variable की quantities involve होती है, whether with the derivative or without the derivative, but that has to occur once in the term, then that the differential equation is called the linear differential equation. Okay. So let me now consider the general form of the linear differential equation. Okay, so let me write a0 of x. In general, when I write ai of x, this means ai is a function of x variable. जैसे आप f of x लिखते हो ना, it means function of x. f is a function of x. Similar to here, ai of x means for I is equal to 1 to n, a1, a2, a3 all are functions of x. So suppose a0 of x d raised to n y upon dx raised to n plus a1 of x n minus 1th derivative of y with respect to x plus a2 of x n minus 2th derivative of y with respect to x plus up to plus a n y is equal to some function of x. I will denote on the right hand side function as r of x. So in this case, of course, if I consider this as an nth order ordinary differential equation, then I have to assume that a0 of x is not equal to 0, because if it is 0, this quantity will be 0 and this equation will become the equation of the order n minus 1. But we consider the differential equation of order n, therefore this quantity has to be different from 0. फंक्शंस ले रहे हैं तो कांस्टेंट फंक्शन की भी पॉसिबिलिटी है और कांस्टेंट फंक्शन है तो जीरो की पॉसिबिलिटी है, राइट. सो वी हैव टू एज्यूम दैट दैट क्वांटिटी हैज़ टू बी डिफरेंट फ्रॉम जीरो. तो स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म अगर हम ले तो आई कैन डिवाइड दिस एंटायर एक्सप्रेशन बाय ए जीरो, राइट. तो इन दैट केस आई कैन कंसिडर द न्यू a1x अपॉन a0x कोई भी फंक्शन होगा या तो क्वांटिटी होगी. लेट मी डिनोट इट विथ p1 ऑफ x. Rest of the quantity will remain same. Similarly, when I consider a2 of x divided by a0 of x, so it may be some function of x or it may be constant. So let me denote it with p2 of x, right. So here it will remain as it is, plus up to plus an upon a0. Of course, this is an of x. So let me denote it with Pn of x, y is equal to r of x. So standard form of nth order ordinary differential equation is given by this expression, in which p1x, p2x, in general pi of x may be functions of x or may be constant or constants. दो पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है ना, i इज इक्वल टू 1 to n के लिए. When it is a function of x, suppose I denote this with star. If it is all these pi's are functions of x, then I will call star as ordinary differential linear equation with variable coefficients. क्यों? क्योंकि उस केस में ऑल दिस विल बी फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स. तो x को जैसे वेरी करोगे वैसे ये हर एक फंक्शंस जो है दिस कोएफिशिएंट्स विल बी वेरिंग इन नेचर, राइट. दिस आर नथिंग बट द कोएफिशिएंट. इफ यू सी p1x, तो दैट इज कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ d raised to n minus 1 y upon dx raised to n minus 1. Similarly, p2 is coefficient of this term. In general, p and x is coefficient of this term. So when these are functions of x, it is called linear ordinary differential equation with variable coefficient. क्योंकि x vary करोगे वैसे this pi's values will be changed. If they are constant, then star is called linear ordinary differential equation with constant coefficients. Why we have considered this two category? Because when we talk about the solution of such a higher order ordinary differential equation, then we have different methods to solve. Okay, so for first three section we are going to consider the ordinary differential equation with constant coefficient. In the later stage we will go for the variable coefficient, as I have told you in the unit section, right. यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो वेरिएबल कोएफिशिएंट यहाँ पर आ रहा है. तो फर्स्ट थ्री सेक्शंस विल डील विद द कांस्टेंट कोएफिशिएंट्स ओनली. ओके, सो दिस वन इज अबाउट द हायर ऑर्डर ऑर्डिनरी डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन, और ये पूरे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड की बात हो गई. नाउ लेट अस कम टू राइट हैंड साइड. राइट हैंड साइड इज सम फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स आर ऑफ एक्स. तो फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स बोला है तो इट मे बी पॉसिबल दैट इट विल बी अ कांस्टेंट क्वांटिटी, और कांस्टेंट होता है तो देयर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी ऑफ इट इज 0. तो वी विल कंसीडर टू केसेस व्हेन r of x is equal to 0 and when r of x is not equal to 0. If right hand side is equal to 0, that means this quantity is 0. At that time star is called linear ordinary differential equation as homogeneous. एंड इफ़ इट इज़ नॉट इक्वल टू 0 मीन्स राइट हैंड साइड में आपके पास सपोज साइन एक्स है, कॉस एक्स है, x square है means any function of x you are having, then it is called linear ordinary differential equation, non-homogeneous in nature. ओके, सो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में अगर सारे फंक्शंस पी आई जो है वो कांस्टेंट है तो लीनियर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन विद कांस्टेंट कोएफिशिएंट. इफ दे आर वेरिएबल और सम फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स देन इट इज कॉल्ड लीनियर ऑर्डिनरी डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन विद वेरिएबल कोएफिशिएंट. राइट हैंड साइड जीरो है तो इट इज होमोजीनियस लीनियर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन. if it is not equal to 0 then it is non-homogeneous linear differential equation. It is similar to the system of linear equation you have studied in your first semester. आपको अगर याद हो तो ऐसे सिस्टम आप लोग ऑलरेडी कंसिडर कर चुके हो. 0 a21 x plus a22 y plus a23 z is equal to, let me write it as b1 b2 a31 x plus a22 y plus a33 z is equal to b3. when b1 b2 b3 all are 0 तो ऐसे सिस्टम को आप क्या बोलते थे?
Homogeneous function.
Homogeneous system of linear equation, and if they are not equal to 0 you call such a system as non-homogeneous. फिर जब भी आप उसका कोफिशिएंट मैट्रिक्स लेते थे एंड देन यू आर कंसिडरिंग द रैंक, राइट. रैंक जब भी लेते थे तो उस केस में you have two solutions. Either it will be trivial solution or infinitely many solution. Whereas if non-homogeneous system you have, at that time you are considering the rank of the coefficient matrix A and B, where B is the right hand side matrix, and then you are able to see from the rank by comparing it with the rank of A. If they both are equal, that consistent. If not, then inconsistent, and then further solution. Means in this case also, in the ordinary differential equation, if it is homogeneous then solution methods are different. If it is non-homogeneous then also the solution will be occurred in the different form. So from this one up to this one, the notations and the things we are going to consider, is it clear to everyone? If yes, please raise your hand. Very good. Okay, so now we will talk about the solution point of view. Before going to the solution point of view, actually here you are applying derivative on the function y, right? यहाँ पर जो आपने d raised to n y dx raised to n लिखा है, इसका मीनिंग क्या होता है फिजिकल मीनिंग? और मैथमेटिक्स में y को n टाइम्स डिफ्रेंशिएट करते हो, एट दैट टाइम वी कैन राइट दिस सिंबल, राइट? तो if so, this differentiation is nothing but you can consider it as a one operator, that operator applying on the function. So suppose that operator integration भी जो आप लेते हो, that is nothing but it is considering as one kind of operator applying on the function. Similarly, d by dx is one operator that is applying on the function and gives you specific values, right? So this is nothing but the operator we can say. Suppose I denote this operator with capital D. Suppose I denote this capital d by dx operator as capital D. That means d by dx is capital D. Then if I write d square by dx square, what should I write? D square. In general, suppose it is of nth order operator applying on y n many times, then this is nothing but d raised to n. So in these notations, what is star value become? Star value means, star equation means it is this one. So what is the first term for the star will be?
Yeah.
dn y आएगा वहाँ पर? yes or no?
No.
No. See this one and now tell me, what is dy by dx I can write? Tell me.
dy.
dy.
Capital Y.
Capital dy. Very good. Very specific answer. D square y by dx square as
d2 by
d2y and this one as.
dny.
तो अब बता सकते हो अब y आएगा या नहीं आएगा?
आएगा.
yes
Yes, ma'am. आया.
yes. So now we can write star expression as dny plus d raised to n minus 1y plus up to plus dy plus y. यहाँ पर जो आपने एक्सप्रेशन लिखा है दिस वन, राइट, दिस इज विथ डी रेस टू जीरो. डी रेस टू जीरो मीन्स डेरिवेटिव जीरो टाइम अप्लाई हो रहा है. दैट इज नथिंग बट दी आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर आई. आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर मीन्स आई ऑफ एफ ऑफ एक्स अगर आप लेते हो तो वह सेम का सेम फंक्शन देगा. आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर मीन्स, राइट. सो डी रेस टू जीरो मीन्स इट इज आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर. एंड यहाँ पर I forgot to write these coefficients, right? ये जो p1x, p2x, all these quantities है, यहाँ पर it is p1 of x, here it is pn of x, last term is pn of x, here, and here it must be pn minus 1 of x is equal to r of x, right? So in that sense, we can write this as d raised to n plus p1 of x into d raised to n minus 1 plus up to plus d pn minus 1 of x. प्लस आइडेंटिटी डी नहीं है यहाँ पर, दिस इज पी एन ऑफ एक्स, आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर टू पी एन ऑफ एक्स बाय इज इक्वल टू आर ऑफ एक्स. ऐसे लिख सकती हूँ मैं ये एक्सप्रेशन को. तो दिस इज डिपेंडिंग ऑन डी, कैपिटल डी, राइट. तो दैट आई विल डिनोट इट विथ फंक्शन ऑफ डी. फंक्शन जैसे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में अगर कोई पूरा फंक्शन ऑफ एक्स होता है तो we can denote it as f of x. Now similar to that, this is depending on the operator capital D. So I will denote this left hand side bracket as f of d y is equal to r of x. Okay, so this is the expression of nth order ordinary differential equation. This I am going to consider when I talk about the particular solution. जब हम नॉन होमोजीनियस केस कंसिडर करेंगे तब हमें ये फॉर्म चाहिए होगा. ओके, नाउ लेट अस टॉक अबाउट द होमोजीनियस केस. होमोजीनियस केस मीन्स r of x is equal to 0. r of x is equal to 0, that means this equation will become f of d into y is equal to 0. तो when you solve this type of differential equation, this type means you will have y double dash plus y plus y dash plus y is equal to, suppose this example you are given, right? This is the of the kind non-homogeneous second order linear differential equation. Non-homogeneous क्योंकि right hand side 0 नहीं है, linear क्योंकि ये सारी terms जो है that is with degree 1 and they are not multiplied together, and ordinary because you are involving ordinary differential equation, right? And second order क्योंकि highest order इसका second है. If you want to find out the solution of this one, then since it is non-homogeneous, this will be divided into two parts. First part is the solution when you consider its homogeneous part, that means left hand side is equal to 0. तो homogeneous part को consider करके whatever solution you will have, we will call it as complementary function. today you have to understand all these terminology, huh? Then we will go for the example, because for the example purpose, for the solution purpose, you must be clear about this new terminologies. Okay, so whenever you are given non-homogeneous differential equation, you first consider its homogeneous part. Homogeneous part means whatever left hand side is there, write it as it is and equate it to 0. That is the homogeneous differential part of the equation. Find out its general solution. कैसे find out करना है, I will explain you. But whatever solution you will get, we will call it as complementary function. In short, you can write C dot F dot. Another notation is YC. Another notation is YC, क्योंकि general solution हमेशा in terms of Y होता है, and this is complementary function, therefore suffix Y. After that, from this one, you can see that you can convert this in terms of f of dy is equal to r of x. In that case, y will be given by r of x upon f of d. f of d जो है वो d कैपिटल D ऑपरेटर के फॉर्म में होगा, तो y कैन बी रिप्रेजेंटेड एज 1 अपॉन f of d ऑपरेटर होता है, उसको आप r of x पे अप्लाई करोगे, तो आफ्टर सॉल्विंग दिस वन, whatever term you will get, whatever function you will get, we will call it as particular solution. Again, how to find out this particular solution, that I will explain you, right? But whatever things you will get here, that is called the particular solution. In short, we can write it as P dot S, and notation for it is YP. So finally, if I take this expression as 1, then the solution of 1, the general solution of 1, which is nothing but y, is combination of these two, that is complementary function plus particular integral, right? तो नॉन होमोजीनियस जब भी आपको डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन दिया हुआ होता है, द फर्स्ट स्टेप इज यू कंसीडर इट्स होमोजीनियस पार्ट, find out its solution, called it as complementary function, then consider the right hand side part, divide it with the f of d, whatever function of x you will get, we will call it as particular solution, denote it with yp, and finally the general solution is given by yc plus yp for the non-homogeneous case. Non-homogeneous case. Now the question is, what if the homogeneous part, means you are given suppose y double dash plus y dash plus y is equal to 0. Right hand side function is directly 0 you are given. At that time, the general solution is nothing but the complementary function. Means right hand side है ही नहीं, तो ये particular integral वाला केस निकल जाएगा. So in that case, y is equal to yc, that means complementary function itself will become the general solution for the homogeneous case. इतना समझ में आया सबको? How to find out
Yes,
this
ma'am.
complementary function as well as particular solution, वो मैं आपको special case examples लेके समझाऊंगी कि कैसे find out करना है. But let me know all these terminologies, new terminologies actually, कि homogeneous है तो क्या करना है, non-homogeneous है तो क्या करना है. Is this clear to you? If yes, please quickly raise your hand.
Ma'am. Hello.
Yes, yes, Dhruval.
Ma'am, can you please explain the FD portion again? The D operator, you said.
Okay, just
How
wait.
did we get FD y equals to Rx then?
Okay, okay. ये portion आपको समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am. That is just denotation,
Yeah,
right?
that is just a new notation. Okay, तो ये जो star expression है, I have just substituted those no new notation in star. So what this one will become, let me use this one. So now d raised to n upon dx raised to n को मैं d raised to n लिख सकती हूँ, तो इसको मैं dn y लिख सकती हूँ फर्स्ट टर्म को.
Yes.
For the second term, can I write it as d raised to n minus 1 by this as this one and this as just d raised to 0 है, तो आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर ऐसे ऐसे लिख सकती हूँ. तो ये नोटेशन में ये क्या हुआ, तो इट इज डी एन रेज टू वाई प्लस पी वन ऑफ एक्स p1 of x d raised to n minus 1 y plus p2 of x d raised to n minus 2 y plus up to plus pn x d raised to 0 means I y is equal to r of x. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
यस. तो इसमें से हर एक टर्म में से मैं y कॉमन ले सकती हूँ. y मीन्स इट इज एक्चुअली d इज नथिंग बट द ऑपरेटर एंड इट इज अप्लाइंग ऑन द टर्म. ये कैसे टर्म है आपको अगर पता चल रहा हो तो जस्ट वेट. इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ सपोज यहाँ पर एक और फंक्शन है आपके पास sin x है और cos x है सपोज, और उनका इंटीग्रेशन लेना होता है तो आप क्या करते हो?
इंडिविजुअल इंटीग्रेट करता हूँ.
इंडिविजुअल इंटीग्रेट करते हो तो सिमिलर थिंग हियर वी आर गोइंग टू अप्लाई कि डी रेज टू एन है उसको y पे अप्लाई किया, डी रेज टू एन माइनस वन है उसको y के ऊपर अप्लाई किया. तो इन जनरल आई कैन राइट दिस एज डी रेज टू एन प्लस पी वन ऑफ एक्स डी रेज टू एन माइनस वन प्लस अप टू प्लस पी एन ऑफ एक्स आइडेंटिटी ऑपरेटर अप्लाई इट ऑन y इज इक्वल टू आर ऑफ एक्स. ऐसा लिख सकती हूँ.
Yes, ma'am.
यस. तो ये जो ब्रैकेट मिला, ये जो ब्रैकेट कॉल्ड इट एज सम फंक्शन ऑफ डी दैट इज एफ ऑफ टी. दैट इज व्हाट आई हैव रिटन ओवर हियर कि एफ ऑफ डी वाई इज इक्वल टू आर ऑफ एक्स. नाउ इज इट क्लियर?
Ma'am, but how can we take y as common? It is part of the denotation, right?
I am not saying I have taken y common. It is I have said this is applying on the y. I have not taken y common. This is operator and that is applying on the variable y.
But ma'am, then in the particular solution portion, you said y equals to rx upon fd. So it means it is multiplied, right?
No, it is not multiplied. Whatever simplification will be there of 1 upon f of d, that will be applied to r of x. For example, आपको यहाँ पर confusion हो रहा है. For example, अगर आपको f of d सिर्फ derivative operator d मिला simplification से, right? So in that case 1 upon f of d means nothing but 1 upon d. 1 upon d means it is d inverse. What is d? D is nothing but d by dx. D inverse means what? Derivative operator का inverse, it is nothing but the integration. So this doesn't mean that r of x is multiplying with 1 upon f of d. It means now you have to consider the integration of r of x. Is it clear?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Means यहाँ पर ये d मिला. Similarly, if you have d square plus 2, then there are methods to see कि 1 upon f of d में अगर ऐसा expression होता है तो what you have to do corresponding in that. Here I have just given you the example कि that if 1 upon d is occurred at that time, it means it is inverse of d, that means d का inverse operator. तो differentiation का inverse operator is integration, that means on r of x you have to apply the integration. That's it.
Okay, ma'am. So it's not algebra, it's
No,
just an operator.
no. It is an operator. That is why I have said d by dx when we consider it is nothing but the operator applying on the function. I
Yes,
hope
ma'am,
that
understood.
now the things are clear. Okay. So homogeneous होता है तो complementary function, non homogeneous होता है then its combination, that is yc plus yp, will be the general solution. Now let us observe the examples we have considered in the last class. Here it is a non-exact differential equation. If you see the arbitrary constant involved, that is C, just one. In this one also, just one. Any example if you consider in the previous unit, you will always see that occurrence of just one arbitrary constant. Why? Anyone having any idea? Why? Because yes.
order was only one.
Yes, because the order of the differential equation is just one. The number of arbitrary constant quantities involved is actually depending on the order of the differential equation. If you consider second order ordinary differential equation, its general solution will involve two arbitrary constants. Suppose I will denote it with C1 and C2. For the first case, it is just C. If it is third order differential equation, then the arbitrary constant involved will be 3 in nature, in general, and then C1, C2 and Cn in general. So suppose the arbitrary constant involved in the general solution is exactly same as the order of the differential equation. That is one observation. Second observation is when you consider the homogeneous part of the differential equation, that means f of dy is equal to 0. एंड इफ इट्स सॉल्यूशंस आर गिवन बाय सॉल्यूशन में आप लोगों को फंक्शंस मिलेंगे. लेट मी कॉल दोज फंक्शंस एज y1 y2 अप टू सपोज ये nth डिग्री है, देन यू विल गेट n many functions. इन दैट केस इसके सॉल्यूशन सपोज ये फंक्शन मिल रहे हैं. इन दैट केस if you consider their linear combination, that is c1 y1 plus c2 y2 plus up to plus cn yn, then that will be also turns out to be the solution of the differential equation, and that is called the principle of superposition. That is called the principle of superposition. कि अगर y1 और y2 सेकेंड ऑर्डर डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन है, उससे आपको दो फंक्शंस मिले कि y1x y2x. In that case, c1y1x plus c2y2x will be also the solution. That is principle of superposition. Okay, so there are three remarks actually. The one is ये प्रिंसिपल ऑफ सुपरपोजिशन कि y1 y2 सॉल्यूशन है तो उसका लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन भी सॉल्यूशन बनेगा. सेकेंड वन इज the nth order differential equation you will have, then its general solution will contain n arbitrary constants. and जब आपके पास नॉन होमोजीनियस डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन होता है, उस केस में द जनरल सॉल्यूशन इज गिवन बाय द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फंक्शन प्लस पर्टिकुलर इंटीग्रल. Let me show you this terms, right? Yeah, so it is over here. The standard equation here, directly they have considered the coefficient 1, but it may be possible that, as I have considered, a0x may occur, right? So you have to make it coefficient 1. So in general, suppose this is the expression, right? So constant coefficient होगा तो this pi, pn all will be constant quantity. R of x is equal to 0, then it is homogeneous. R of x not equal to 0, then it is called the non-homogeneous. y1 y2 two solutions, then c1 y1 plus c2 y2 will be the solution of homogeneous differential equation. If it is of nth order, then it contains n arbitrary constants c1 c2 up to cn. If r of x is not equal to 0, then particular solution v, particular solution means आप non homogeneous case consider करोगे, उससे जो हमें मिलेगा, that is depending on r of x. Why depending on r of x? Because 1 upon ft is applied on r of x. That means this one, as r of x changes, this particular integral will be also changed. Particular solution or particular integral, both are the same word, okay, same term. Particular integral or particular solution. So the particular solution v of equation 1 depending on rx, then y is equal to u. u means जो homogeneous part आपने consider किया और उसका जो solution मिला था, we have denoted it with u plus v, means this is nothing but of the type yc plus yp. right? So general, that will be the general solution. U is a solution of homogeneous differential equation, and second part V is free from arbitrary constant, which is called the particular integral, Pi or Yp, right? तो ये जो क्वांटिटी है उसमें नंबर ऑफ ऑर्डर के हिसाब से कांस्टेंट्स इन्वॉल्व होंगे. दिस क्वांटिटी विल बी ऑलवेज फ्री फ्रॉम आर्बिट्ररी कांस्टेंट. मीन्स पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूशन या पर्टिकुलर इंटीग्रल जब भी आप फाइंड आउट करते हो, इट विल नेवर इन्वॉल्व एनी आर्बिट्ररी कांस्टेंट्स. तो कांस्टेंट जितने भी सॉल्यूशन में इंक्लूड होंगे दैट विल बी ड्यू टू द पार्ट कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री फंक्शन वाई सी. और कितने कांस्टेंट्स इन्वॉल्व होंगे, तो जितने भी ऑर्डर आपको डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन के दिए होंगे, those many numbers of constant quantities will be involved, right? So after that, this is the symbol. Suppose this is the nothing but the differential operator, then this is the quantity. We have f of dy is equal to r of x, right? And yeah, so this is the homogeneous part we have considered in the operator form, homogeneous part with constant coefficient, because this p1 p2 up to pn all are constant coefficient, right? So in that case they are represented by this one. Up to this term, all these new terminologies are clear, that I am hoping. And since this theory part I have considered today, so the next terminology I will consider it in the next class, so that I don't need to repeat, as well as we can consider the examples based on those terminologies simultaneously. So any one of you having any doubt related to this lecture? If not, then you can leave this meeting. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
You
Thank you, ma'am.
welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. Welcome.